why helping others succeed can be your greatest success. Our greatest successes in life are often found in helping others succeed. So today, that's what we're going to talk about. Helping others win as part of your legacy. We're in the middle of the legacy series. We've talked about a legacy, your legacy of kindness, one of advocacy, one of integrity, one of wisdom, leaving a legacy and learning more wisdom. And now we're going to talk about your legacy of helping others win. And you know what? It doesn't even matter your age or situation in life, where you're at right now. Do you agree that there's always something that you can do to help others win in some type of way? So I'm Nurse Ann. I'm a certified emergency and mental health registered nurse on the front lines for many years and still going. And this channel is here for your inspirational wellness, for you, and to spill that onto others, to help you break out of mental struggles, boxes of complacency, break out of your boxes to live your best and successful life that we can spill onto others. So as I said, we're in the middle of the Legacy series. You can watch them all at the nurseann.com podcast. There is a link you can see in the description, nurseann.com, for the podcast and Patreon tab. So we're going to get into helping others win. Then we're going to have some inspirational media, some encouraging scripture, some bonus material from my published devotionals. And then at the end, there's always a prize. And today it's really exciting for the prize. And I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. Let's start off with this article written by Joshua Becker from a site called Becoming Minimalist. Why helping others succeed can be your greatest success. So let's see what they have to say. Then we're going to jump into some other bonus material for you. It's not true that nice people finish last. Nice people are winners before the game ever starts. And that's a quote they left by Addison Walker. If I've helped you succeed, I'm happy, he wrote to someone back in an email. Our greatest successes in life are often found in helping others succeed. Our most lasting and fulfilling achievements are often earned by helping others fulfill theirs. What do you think about that? Helping other people, learning that you need and healing that you need for yourself, that you can help others also win and succeed. What do you think about that? Leave that in the comments. Make sure you, if you like, follow this channel and leave your comments and share it. And they go on to tell us that this is foreign thinking to a culture that often sees the world as one giant competition. In their mind, there's a set number of winners and losers. And if somebody else wins, that's one less opportunity for me. Sometimes we think that way. But we've come to realize that the mindset of competition is based on a faulty premise. It assumes that there's a finite size pie, that one more success in another's life equals one less success in mine. But quite frankly, this thinking is incorrect. And I know we do have the competition in sports and other games like that, but we're here talking about life in general and helping others as we go. And this channel and this website is really about, as we go, helping others to thrive and stay encouraged in this life that we go through. There's wonderful freedom and grace in realizing the size of the pie is not finite, that in reality the pie keeps growing. Another success does not mean I have less opportunity. In fact, another success can actually be your success. If we have the opportunity to enable, encourage, and promote others along the way. Encouraging others is a big deal. I know I need encouragement, even though this channel and my website is about encouraging others. Believe it or not, I need encouragement all the time. We all get burdened down and discouraged and down on ourselves. So we all need to encourage each other. And that's part of helping others win. Consider how helping another achieve success, however you or they define it, results in significant benefits in a number of directions. One, the receiver has received a far greater potential than they could have on their own. We have to help each other. We can't do this on our own. The world has been bettered and has been giving a life-giving model to emulate. The giver is remembered fondly and is often publicly and privately thanked for their contribution. A stranger is likely to be the recipient of the original receiver paying it forward. And there's a line from one of my poems in the devotional that says, "Pay it forward," they say, just to brighten someone's day. The secret they don't tell is that it will also brighten your own life's well. And that's from my Nightlife Poetry Devotional, link at the website. And I also read you those poems look through the tabs of spoken word poetry and Ignite Life, and you'll see those poems come to life. But getting back to this, now just to be clear, that we're starting with an assumption that our greatest joys in life are rarely found in the relentless pursuit of selfish ambition, that selfish desires always leave us lacking in searching for more. Some may think that line of thinking is too unrealistic, far-fetched, or old-fashioned. They believe that in a dog-eat-dog world, if we're not looking out for number one, nobody is. But that line of thinking is short-sighted. What do you think about that? Leave it in the comments if you like. And inherently, we know we have been designed to live for something greater than ourselves. Our contribution to this world has to be measured by something more meaningful than the size of our house or the neighborhood where it is located. And our lives are going to find lasting significance in how we choose to live them and how we enable others to live theirs. And as I said, I'm Nurse Ann, a certified emergency and mental health registered nurse. And a lot of times coming straight from work, and I tell you, I'm coming from the messy front lines. Today, I'm actually coming from church, and I did hear about that today, that reminding us that, our purpose and our mission in life is far greater than just the little boxes of complacency that we can find ourselves in. It's really about reaching out and helping others to live for the ultimate goal and prize. So that was very inspirational from Becoming Minimalist Site, and why helping others succeed can be your greatest success. We're going to jump into one more media, and then a couple encouraging scriptures, then some of my bonus devotionals, and then the prize at the end. Let me tell you about that quickly. What that is I read you a short, quick, action-packed chapter of my published fictional drama, and you get to ride along with the frontline workers rescuing those in crisis of mental, physical, and spiritual, with action, 24/7 action, danger, suspense, romance, faith, and inspiration. So the extra exciting thing about that today, as we are on the last exciting chapter, the culmination of book 3, The Mental Falls, A Tent Under the Bridge, and then we get to jump on to the next book. But today's chapter is very exciting. So even if you haven't heard the rest, you'll enjoy that chapter, and it will help you ride along with the frontline workers and just be a part of this. So the other one is from LinkedIn, Helping Others Win by Mike Kading. And this is a great quote here. It says, "Before you are a leader, success is all about growing yourself. When you become a leader, success is all about growing others." And also at my website, I have a tab called Heart Book and Angel Book. And these are visions that I have really about investing in the lives of others and helping others. So hopefully that will grow one day so that we together can really help others win. And he tells us that the quickest way to attain success is to help others first. An attribute of leaders is their innate ability to help others. Unfortunately, it doesn't come as easy as one would think. This thinking is foreign to cultures that see the business world. He's relating this to the business world, but it applies to business, school, homes, community, church, everywhere. So this thinking is foreign to cultures that see the business world as a giant competition. They believe that there are those who win and those who lose. Therefore, the only way to get ahead is to look out for themselves. So what is the opposite of helping others win? It might be picking on people, talking bad about them, talking about them behind their back, making fun of them, making them feel ostracized and stigmatized. And there's a lot of people already feeling down on themselves, discouraged, feeling that they're stuck in a box, feeling ostracized and stigmatized. So I hope that we will be people that do help others win, speak life and give back and give life and pay it forward. And it's going to help our lives too. This concept of helping others can be intimidating because in the moment it feels counterintuitive to put the needs of others above your own. And that doesn't mean we don't take care of our needs. Yes, we have to have self-care all the time and take care of our needs and have boundaries. But this is just as we go, we're also thinking about others. Successful people are always looking for opportunities to help others. I believe that. Do you? Unsuccessful people are always asking just what's in it for me. Leaders who know their own weaknesses and strengths look past themselves to help employees and others grow. They remove barriers, interpersonal conflict, obstacles, uncertainty, and roadblocks to help set others up for success. And how I also see this is that we all have a lot of things within that we need to work on so we're not full of just unhealthy competition, bitterness, anger, feeling like we have to put others down. So that's part of working on our own trauma healing, just working on that self-introspection and prayer so that we can learn about ourselves, work on those things, get past them. And this is a lifelong process. What are you working on right now in your life? So we can remove barriers, interpersonal conflict, obstacles, uncertainty, and roadblocks to help set others up for success. We can inspire others not only to do great things, but continue to pay it forward. We can get to know our people that are around us and learn about what they enjoy doing. I think that's a great thing, especially if you see new people come into your environment, whatever that is, to make them feel welcome, not make them feel like they're on the outside, even though we might already have our own little clique or set of friends. Let's break out of that and encourage and welcome others in, no matter what their position is. Even if you think that your position is better, you don't need to make other people feel like that. And you know what? You never know. Someone who you think is beneath you, they could actually save your life one day or help you out in so many ways. So, and not only that, we could also be in their position one day. We can't forget about that. Then they identify what resources and conditions are needed for them, others to be at their best. And we can also do that for ourselves. If it means going back to school, taking classes, watching videos, self-introspection and prayer, we can learn what we need to do our best so that we will be in a healthy place to pay that forward. Great leaders see potential in others and want to create opportunities for them to grow and advance. While helping others isn't always easy, over time it can lead to success for all those involved. Rather than thinking that someone else lost as a result of someone else's winning, see it as two people winning. Have you recognized that to be true, that helping someone else win is two people winning? And it's such a great blessing for yourself and others. And he said that the more he focused on helping his employees, and that could be anyone for us, both in their professional and personal lives, the more the entire company, it could be your entire family, congregation, whatever, succeed. And you can personally succeed far than you would ever have imagined. So we're almost at the bonuses and the prize. Let's just do a few verses and then we'll go on to that. And as usual, your nurseann.com tip, because at the website, it's there for your inspirational wellness for body, mind, and spirit, because you know what? They work together in synergy. So your tip, as usual, is get a drink of water. Everyone get a drink of water. It's so healthy for you to drink water all day. It's even healthy for your cells. Do you want healthy cells? So a great verse from Proverbs 11:25 says, whoever brings blessing will be enriched, and one who waters will himself be watered. So when you shower blessings onto others, blessings will be showered onto you also. Do you want that? Do you want blessings showered onto your life that spills onto the life of those that you love? And it can be a continually watering cycle back and forth. Proverbs 19:17 says, whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord. And the poor might not just be about money. It can also be people struggling in their self-esteem, kids without one parent, and maybe they don't have all the resources they need. Just, there's so many examples. Why don't you leave an example in the comments of just someone that we can help make it through in this life. But whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them for what they have done. And let's do one more and then we'll jump on. But Proverbs 22:9 reminds us that the generous will themselves be blessed. And so I hope that we can remember that as we go about our day to day. I always like that there's a scripture verse that says, as you go. And it just reminds us that even though we might have a lot to do in school, work, whatever, as we go, we can dare to notice others. And even if it's just a moment of a hello, a smile, eye contact, listening, whatever you can do, even if it seems little, it can really brighten someone's day and even change their life. And that can come back to us also. So we're going to jump onto my published devotionals, just a couple excerpts from here, then we'll get on to the bonus and the prize. Please follow this channel. Share it with others who need inspirational wellness. I mean, I guess you'll be sharing it with the whole world, because who doesn't need inspirational wellness? I don't mind if you share it with the world. That would be great. Anyway, the first is from my Mental Healing Poetry Devotional by Nurse Ann. Hopefully your favorite nurse, and I'm a new indie author. And Mental Healing Poetry Devotional, we discuss a lot of life challenges and God-ordained courage and healing to help us turn away from mindsets controlled by fear so we can walk into our true destiny of a faith walk and purpose-driven path. And the one that I chose today is actually, it might seem kind of odd, but the devotional part really ties into what we're talking about, one aspect of that. And someone asked me to write, when they found out I was doing spoken word, they asked me to write about gun violence. And I know that happens all over the world. And so I took up that challenge, and I did it from the perspective of being a nurse on the front lines of trauma and emergency and even mental health. And this is my contribution. And I'm going to read you the devotional that ties into helping others win and break out of generational cycles and things that people can get caught up in, that they can really benefit when people help them. And I also read this one at my website on the spoken word poetry tab. So Street Wars and Blood on My Shoes by Nurse Ann. Let me know what you think, please. Even if it's some critique, I love feedback no matter what. And it just helps me learn to be a better creator. So blood splatters on my shoes as they wheel the victim in. Unknown, they say, not even a next of kin. A nurse on the front line, I see this again time after time. When will this stop? What can be done? This world is in chaos, no peace under the sun. His mama screams and cries, drops to her knees and prays for her boy. Why, God, why? Please help my child. The streets are no joke. Just violence, drugs, and more lies. What happened to his childhood? The guns replaced the toys. That line reminds me that someone actually helped me rewrite that line, and I really appreciate his contribution for that. But let's get on with this. What happened to his childhood? The guns replaced the toys. Can the staff save his life? Turn back the hands of fate. The gang is on the run, filled with vengeance and even more hate. Doctor and nurse, you don't really know. Your lives are so different, so safe, so rich, with families to grow. So please, try to speak out. Do what you can. We're tired of the death. We need every man. And that is Street Wars and Blood on My Shoes by Nurse Ann. What did you think? Leave it in the comments, please. And now I'm going to read you the devotional part that talks about kind of some specific ways that helping others win is really needed in our society, in our nation, in the world. So as a nurse on the front lines of emergency, trauma, and mental health for many years and still going, I have witnessed life, turmoil, and tragedies on a never-ending conveyor belt. The crisis in our culture and the world at large have presented us with an emergency dilemma requiring immediate action. Of course, we all know it's not a simple and easy fix, but I know we can pour into the lives of young people, especially if they're involved in a broken home type of situation. These impressionable treasures that will be our future need nurturing and guidance. We can help be a part of the solution by providing healthy and wise options for children and adolescents to partake in, especially in their free time. Men and women alike are needed in this massive global position. I hope we will all consider investing in the lives of those caught in a web of trauma and confusion. God bless you for thinking about doing that. And Isaiah 41 reminds us that not to fear, for he's with us, not to be dismayed or discouraged, for God says he'll strengthen us and help us and uphold us. We all need some of that, don't we? So mental healing, poetry, devotional, link at the website. There's a lot of poems in here about mental battles, mental health struggles, just things that need advocacy for in our own minds and others. So I hope that you'll check that out. The next one is my newest, and it's Ignite Life Poetry Devotional. And this one reminds us, as you go, dare to inspire and bless everyone in your path. This is full of life stories that we encounter daily that are filled with struggle, triumph, joy, sorrow, self-doubt, and everything in between. And I challenge you to discover stories that people are going through. There's a lot of really serious struggles in here that people deal with, then a poem, then a devotional, and just encouragement for how you can get help for yourself, your loved ones, and how we can help others. So I want to challenge you to discover these stories and ignite passion and potential on your own journey, along with mutual encouragement for others. And today, I'm going to read you the devotional part. It's a poem called Single Parent, and I won't read it today, but it is on my website. I read it, and you can also get the book. But the devotional part is kind of similar to one we just did, but it reminds us that family, friends, neighbors, and after-school programs can be a great blessing to help shape the lives of our future generation and provide support to overburdened caretakers. Thanks to all who undergo this endeavor in spite of your own busy lives. So just encouraging us to help those around us even though we have a lot to do, and a thanks to those who do that. Ignite Life Poetry Devotional by Nurse Ann. So we'll get into one more, and then I'll show you that, and then we're going to do the bonus and the prize. We're almost there, so hang on, because it's the last chapter, and it's really an exciting culmination of that book. You don't want to miss it. Bet. Inspiration Battles Devotional, Biblical Medicine for Real Life, along with that soul searching with a dose of encouragement, because sometimes the battle to stay inspired can be overwhelming. So this is an A to Z devotional, and I chose from the letter C is criticism. And there's a great devotional in here about when we feel criticized, when others are criticized. But I'm just going to read you the end part where we can work on self-improvement, but while we're at it, we can also pray for self-acceptance and kindness towards yourself and others. Build others up instead of tearing them down. Because the opposite of helping others win is tearing them down. And sometimes we don't even think we're doing that, but we might be making fun of them, not including them because we already have our own set of cool people or whatever, just our own little families, and we don't look how others are feeling, or little words we say or jokes we make at their expense. That can really bring someone down, especially if they're already feeling low self-esteem or ostracized. I hope we can build others up and speak life and not just get comfortable in our own little status quo because we think we have it made or have what we need, that it's okay to make fun of others, talk about them, and exclude them. It's not nice. And I hope you don't want to be someone like that. So we want to build others up instead of tearing them down. We could all use a bigger dose of empathy, encouragement, and compassion. Let's be people that choose to speak life. And I also have the Word Puzzles devotional, and it's relevant. We talk about our inner life, everyday life, and inner thought struggles, and we get relevant biblical prescriptions and wisdom and inspiration to get your dose. I want you to overcome and thrive and have hope and new light for your life journey. Guess what else is in here? There's a medicine for your soul in the Word Puzzles devotional by Nurse Ann. Do you need some medicine for your soul? There's also Energized Health for body, mind, and spirit. Link at the website. As I said, our body, mind, and spirit work together in synergy. Get one more drink of water, and then we're going to jump into the bonus and the prize. Here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Drum roll. The last chapter of book 3 we're about to jump into. Let me just quickly show you. In my free time as a busy nurse on the front lines of mental health and emergency, I created this 6-part drama series. In each episode, and I call it an episode because it's written to be a television drama series one day with your help. You can help it be a television drama and or web series and so much more. But anyway, each story highlights a different mental health and emergency struggle, 1 or 2 in there, that people go through. And you also get to ride along with the frontline workers, their thought battles, their relationship drama. And the frontline workers stay the same throughout the whole story. And you get to follow their relationship from the beginning to the end, along with how they deal with danger and situations in their own life. So we already finished book 1, Sheep Among Wolves. We talked about frightening hallucinations, homelessness, addiction, so much more. We talked about book 2 is Dr. John Doe. We talked about Alzheimer's, dementia, along with someone caught up in a life of crime and danger and how that happened. We're in book 3, A Tent Under the Bridge, and we're about to read the last chapter. Super exciting. Then we're going to get into Defenders of the Weak. We're going to learn about people getting bullied, about anxiety, and how they help each other through that and overcome that. Then we have Ready, Willing, and Able. We talk about autism, spectrum, disabilities, how sometimes we feel stuck in a box, and how people can actually be their own heroes. Everyone has their own contributions and talents, and not to look down, but to help others win. And then the season finale is Out of Control. You're going to love that. Out of Control. addiction, relapse, the culmination of the relationships, how they help others in the community, and so much more. To make it almost free and easy, I put it in one book. It's the Mental Falls First 6 Stories edition by Nurse Ann. Link on the website. You can ride along on this book club. You can also just hear them all for free at the podcast, Patreon, and YouTube channel. Scroll back through, pick which ones you like, but you'll enjoy the book. It's definitely just short. Each chapter is so full of action because I wrote it to be an action-packed television drama series. So they're just quick, full of danger, suspense, romance, faith, and inspiration. And as I said, lots of action. And guess what? It is an audiobook, and it was narrated by Drama Simpson. This is what it looks like on Audible and iTunes, the Mental Falls First 6 Stories edition. He brought it to life. Drama Simpson narrated it. He put siren noises, action noises, different character voices. You're going to feel like you're right there in the action. I promise you. I hope you check it out. Please leave a review. And that's the Mental Falls First 6 Stories edition by Nurse Ann. Okay, let's do the bonus and the prize now. And then you can go about your day. The water's gone. Uh-oh. So the Mental Falls, a tent under the bridge. The last chapter today. It's a great day. So the last chapter is called Propositions and Projects. Are you ready? Mars was looking extremely nervous as he and his mom drove to pick up his partner, Maria. Jenna picked up on her son's jitters and assumed this must be more than a friend thing. At least to Mars, anyway. Nonetheless, she was excited to meet his paramedic mentor. When the gorgeous young lady got into their car, Jenna could understand why her son was not acting like himself. Attempting to break the ice, Jenna asked the young woman about some of her adventures as a paramedic. As the conversation flowed, Jenna could see her son's nerves slowly melt away. When the trio arrived in the church parking lot, Kylina and Angela were there to greet them. Nurse Kylina already knew Maria since they ran into each other a lot in the emergency room. After a brief interlude of small talk, the group walked into the church to find Officer Leon and caseworker Lita. Everyone smiled when they saw the couple holding hands. They both looked happier than ever. So, it looks like Lita might be getting over her doubts about her Prince Charming, mentioned Kylina. Seems like Leon is turning out to be a great guy after all, added Angela. I could have told you that, exclaimed Mars. Yes, he's been a great mentor to Mars, inspirational to my son. I'm so grateful, chimed in his mom, Jenna. Finding a seat together, the circle of friends sung along to the music. The lesson seemed to fit in with all of the plans that were being made to help the homeless build the tiny homes. The speaker talked about showing kindness and compassion, even going so far as to consider others better than oneself. Even Mars turned his Bible to Philippians chapter 2 to read more about that concept. After the message and music, the ministry leader, Jonathan, took the stage. Once again, he passionately discussed the plans to join the local organization to help construct tiny homes for those in need. Excitement filled the atmosphere as hands shot up across the room to volunteer. Before we close, I'd like to ask if anyone has any suggestions for the first person we can build a home for. The ministry leader chuckled as Lita, Angela, Mars, and Leon's hands shot up in unison. Okay then, I guess we have our winner, announced Jonathan. Let me guess. The woman you mentioned that has just reconnected with her daughter. The broad smiles on their faces was all the answer the ministry leader needed. While the group was preparing to leave, Leon made an invitation to lunch with all of his friends. "Yes, I'm buying," he laughed. "Count me in then," exclaimed Mars. Lita was pleasantly surprised at the pending group lunch date. Leon was a ball of anxiety as he rechecked his pocket for the small square box. After the group ordered from their menus, the conversation was a mix of ER and police stories. During the meal, the subject changed to the volunteer project to build houses for the homeless. Lita and Angela were especially excited that the first house would be for Abigail. Lita couldn't wait to drive to the emergency room and tell her. She wanted to get to the emergency room before Julie was discharged to the boarding home in the evening. She even hatched a plan to pay for a hotel room until Abigail's new home was completed. "I bet Jonathan will help raise donations for that," she thought. Even though Leon tried to participate in the conversations, his mind had a single focus. "When do I make my move?" he nervously wondered. After the group shared a platter of desserts, they started to get up to prepare to leave. "Wait!" cried Leon. The cry of desperation had everyone's attention right where he wanted it. Lita wondered what was wrong. It's almost over. She was about to find out the reason for his recent odd behavior. Everyone, I just want to say what a blessing you are in my life. I thank you for accepting me and being such great examples," he started. "Leon, you do all the same for me," added Mars. "Thanks, kid, my pleasure, but right now, I need to finish what I have to say." "Okay, my bad. Carry on then," apologized Mars. As Leon continued his speech, he proceeded to reach for the ring box. However, before he could complete the task, he heard some side chatter at their table. "Excuse me, guys, I need to say something important," he called out. "Wow, what is his deal?" wondered Mars. Lita was all ears, with eyes fixed on the speaker. "What is so important?" she wondered. Before anyone else could interrupt his proposition, Leon quickly pulled out the box. The box. Do you know what's in the box? Trying not to stumble over his words, he quickly got to the purpose of the luncheon. "Lita, I know I'm not totally where I should be, but I'm working hard to change." Lita's curiosity was starting to make her nervous also. "So I just wanted to ask," he continued, "if you would, Lita, please marry me." Without pausing for a reply, he yammered on anxiously. "We could wait as long as you want. We could go to couples premarital counseling first. We could," rattled on the nerve-wracked proposer. During the internal chatter, threatening to consume his mind, he barely heard Lita's resounding "Yes!" After the applause and congratulations settled down, the group members headed home. As Leon drove his new fiancée, she made him promise to stop by the emergency room so they could tell Abigail all about her new living arrangements. The end of book 3. That's the end of book 3. Aren't you glad you were here today? In the next book is the Mental Files Defenders of the Week. I'm going to tell you about that quickly, and then we're going to get out of here. Right along again on the continuing drama series as the frontline workers attempt to rescue those in crisis of mental, physical, and spiritual. Can Chandra break out of her paralyzing fear and anxiety? Stop allowing the bullies to take over her existence and place her in danger? Will she be able to help the stranger in a similar struggle? Or will the opposition take them both down? Will the Frontline Workers Project to help the less fortunate be thwarted by the community and some of the church members who didn't want their comfort disturbed? Is the opposition willing to place others in danger to keep their status quo? Strongholds to be broken, a God who is able, but will they listen? The ships are 24/7. Buckle up for the bumpy ride. So that's the end. I knew we ran long today, but it was an exciting day to get to the end of the chapter. Follow this page, leave your comments, share it with others. See you at the next nurseann.com. We're in the Legacy series, and then we'll jump into the next new book. Have a blessed day.